Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola and today is another day in the 12 Days of Christmas video series that I am doing. And I'm very excited because today I get to tell you about the top 7 poetry and verse books that I read in 2022. At number 7, we have Serenity by F.S. Yusuf. This one was published by Andrews McMeel Publishing. And in the synopsis, it says, spoken yet powerful, Serenity perfectly captures the constant battle of fear and courage that lives within us. While tales of longing, uncertainty, and loss flow through each poem, Yusuf artfully captures the eternal question of how to face pain with courage and quiet resilience. This one I read for my panel, A Live Poet Society with Book Talk event, and I loved it. It hit the right spot every single time with every single poem, and I really am sorry because I still don't know how to review poetry. At number 6, we have A Seed in the Sun by Aida Salazar. It was published by Dial Books, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House, and this one is a middle grade verse fiction novel. And it says here, farm working girl with big dreams meets activist Dolores Huerta and joins the 1965 protest for workers' rights in this tender-hearted novel in verse. This is a stunning and really powerful middle grade novel. I love middle grade that shows, every single middle grade novel shows how smart kids can be. But this one specifically really spoke to me because it's about how harsh life can be from a very, very young age and how quickly kids have to grow up, but they shouldn't have to. At number 5, we have Singing with Elephants by Margarita Engel. This was published by Viking Books, which is another imprint of Penguin Random House. This is another verse middle grade novel, and it says, a beautifully written, lyrically told story about the power of friendship between generations, between humans and animals, and the potential of poetry to inspire action, justice, and acceptance. This is so stunning. Margarita Engel has really cemented herself as one of my favorite poets. This is a beautiful story about kindness, about children's warmth, and just pure unadulterated love that kids have for the people in their lives, for the animals in their lives, and it is beautiful. I highly recommend it. At number 4, we have We Are Owed by Ariana Brown. This was published by Grieveland, and it is Ariana's debut poetry collection, and it says right here that it explores Black relationality in Mexican and Mexican-American spaces. Through poems about the author's childhood in Texas and a trip to Mexico as an adult, Brown interrogates the accepted origin stories of Mexican identity. This was so raw and powerful, and it held no punches. Everything that needs to be criticized, well, not everything, but a lot of what needs to be criticized about Mexican identity and mestizaje and who is and isn't Mexican and who gets to say who is and isn't Mexican is there, and it is powerful, and I need more people to read it. At number 3, we have Homegirlhood by Ebony Stewart. This was published by Button Poetry, and this one is a poetry collection about love and life and blackness, and it is fantastic. I read it on the NetGalley app, and I really cannot wait to be done with my book buying ban so that I can buy a physical copy of this book, because it just needs to happen. My favorite poem in it was one about Mondays and about how the author would love to name her child Monday. In general, this book is absolutely stunning. Spot number 2 belongs to The Gravity of Existence by Christina Singh. This was published by Interstellar Flight Press, and it says, from one of the leading voices in dark verse, this collection delights in the misunderstood, putting a new spin on werewolves, basilisks, sirens, ghosts, aliens, pandemics, fairy tales, and myths. Singh gives new voice to classic heroines, and the result is terrifying, magical, and fantastic. This is delicious and short, and I love just how impactful it is in such few words, because the poems are not long in the slightest. I think most of them have like only a couple of lines, and it is another one of those poetry books that I just need to own and display in my bookshelves because it is stunning. And finally, at number 1, we have Turtle Under Ice by Julia del Rosario. This was published by Simon & Teen, and it is about 2 teenagers who are going through a lot. It's about grief and identity and guilt and sisterhood, and it is so heartbreaking but so beautiful. It is a really incredible novel about what fractures a relationship and what it takes to rebuild it, and how we ask just far too much from our teenagers. Alrighty, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books, if you would like to read any of these books. I highly recommend all of them, but particularly my top 3. And yeah, if you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in another one. Bye!